Colombia, brimming with biodiversity and contrast, covers the northern corner of South America. Its tropical climate is influenced by the Caribbean Sea, the Pacific Ocean, the Amazon Basin, and the majestic Andes, which, in Colombia, split into 3 great mountain ranges, cross the country from north to south, and reach heights of approximately 5,000 meters above sea level. This land, graced with exuberant landscapes, steep mountains, incredible rivers, snow-capped peaks, and volcanoes, is where thousands of families, through their hard work and determination, helped coffee to find a perfect home where it could flourish. This family and human effort has been fundamental in turning the mountainous departments of Caldas, Quindío, Risaralda and Valle del Cauca, privileged for their environmental wealth, into one of the most important coffee-producing centers of the country. This led to the formation of an outstanding landscape in constant evolution and a cultural focus which stands out for its integrality and exceptional beauty. The cultural coffee landscape covers specific areas in 47 municipalities, where approximately 25,000 farms, each with a small coffee plantation, house 85,000 people who dedicate their lives to this crop as their main economic activity. The landscape is an outstanding example in which a human group has developed a particular way to use the land and a representative culture, making this an outstanding example of the interaction between man and nature in this particular environment. This landscape maintains its outstanding tradition and culture, which has generated in the inhabitants a sense of belonging to their businesses and their origin. Throughout the past 150 years, various manifestations taking on all aspects of life associated to the cultural coffee landscape have been forged. Among them are celebrations such as the National Coffee Festivals in Calarcá, the Festival del Pasillo in Aguadas, and the Rio Sucio Carnival. Daily activities influence traditional dress, the idiosyncrasies of the people, the delicious regional dishes, and have inspired invaluable artistic expressions in the traditional arts and in the beautiful wood and Wadwa handicrafts. The good cheer and amiability of the people and the values that represent this culture are symbolized through the pack mule driver and his faithful, inseparable companion, the mule, the axe and the machete, and, of course, Juan Valdez, who with his affable face presents to the region and the whole world the hard, honest and committed work of the coffee growers. Rural paths are brightened by the tireless jipaos and the colorful chivas, transporting coffee growers through the mountains to sell their harvested crops in the nearby towns. The transformation and splendor of this landscape happens through the rich culture of its people. Architecture is another precious symbol here. Throughout the region, colorful homes adorn the farms and the towns. Houses are open and integrated into the landscape, with large balconies and corridors adorned with carvings and fretwork in cedar and walnut. Patios decorated with beautiful ornamental plants, and ample hallways that accommodate family and friends to rest and play. Towns were built in mountain ridges, following the same style of housing and maintaining the axis of life and trade as the main square and the church. The challenges of life in isolated areas on steep mountains generated a community spirit, which over the years led to an outstanding institutional framework that today is one of the fundamental characteristics of the landscape. Thanks to the collective action and work of the coffee-producing community, Colombian coffee reached international markets and thus helped thousands of coffee-producing families to overcome the challenges posed by the management of the crop, its difficult logistics, and the market. The institutions also helped to develop technology aimed at good cultivation and conservation practices, as well as programs designed to improve the producer's quality of life. The coffee social capital is built on the balance between conservation and sustainable development. This unique model is based on the democratic election of coffee leaders that make up the coffee growers' committees in each of the municipalities and departments of the coffee cultural landscape. To reach the established objectives, the institutions generate public goods such as scientific research through CENICAFE, social and technical assistance through the agricultural extensionists, coffee bean quality control, new added value markets, and promotion and publicity through internationally renowned brands such as Juan Valdez and the denomination of origin Café de Colombia. This strategic social capital has played a fundamental role in maintaining the balance between tradition and technology, thus guaranteeing the quality and sustainability of the productive landscape. The cultural coffee landscape is a living landscape that changes, adapts and overcomes challenges for the well-being of its community, its culture and its imposing biodiversity. The outstanding qualities of the landscape are summed up in its capacity to adapt to the environment, the coexistence of conservation and development, initiative, commitment and the sense of belonging of its inhabitants, its traditional architecture, its solid cultural identity, the role of its coffee institutions, and the extraordinary natural wealth. This coffee cultural landscape is home to thousands of coffee families and their future generations. It is a unique location which deserves to be preserved through time as an exemplifying model of human coexistence with its environment, known and admired by the rest of humanity.